Well, hello, everyone. This is Jeff Hooks. I want to welcome you to our VNI Quick Start training for this Saturday, May 25th. I can't believe it's May 25th, 2019. Hope you're already off to a great start for the Memorial Day weekend. And obviously, this is a weekend here in the U.S. I mean, we've got our North American team, our U.S. and Canada teams plugged into this event consistently. But, Memorial weekend obviously is a time where we remember and honor, to me, all of our veterans, all the men and women that have served in our armed forces, but especially those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. So I know, especially the older I get, more and more, family certainly, but friends and extended friends and family, have all been impacted. So I just want to, on behalf of the VNI corporate team, the VNI partner team, customer base, the entire VNI community, we certainly honor all of our veterans, all the men and women that have served, but again, especially those this Memorial Day holiday. It's a holiday weekend, but there's a reason behind the holiday, as you all know, and so I hope that you'll all take time to reflect on the men and women that did pay the ultimate sacrifice for the freedoms that we enjoy here in the U.S. And again, I know many of those sacrifices have touched each of you directly and indirectly with close family and friends. And so God bless you all. So we're not going to go, I've got a special call lined up for us, a special event. So whether you're listening to this live on Saturday morning or via replay, I appreciate, as always, this is an opportunity once a week for the VNI leaders and the VNI partners, emerging leaders, and many times brand new partners. That's really the goal as we continue to move forward. I want to make sure you as the leader of your VNI team will really leverage this event to help onboard your new partners. Okay, so we're talking about partners that have engaged in this mission with you and with me and with the entire team to assist people in becoming beacons of health, hope, and abundance. It's a noble mission. It's an important mission. So this is part of an overall system, part of a larger system that's designed to, if you're a brand new partner, it's designed to set you up for success, and it's designed to give you a track to run on in terms of ongoing support. This particular quick start training is designed to teach you some of the key fundamentals that you'll need to focus on. I mean, let's face it, if you're a brand new partner, there's a lot to focus on. There's a lot of things that you can focus on. You could spend days, weeks, months just studying the science. You could spend days, weeks, months studying the comp plan and the tools and the resources and, product knowledge. I mean, the list goes on and on. The good news is you don't have to learn all that. There's a system in place. The road's been paved. There's a system in place. It's paint by the numbers. So again, if you're brand new, I hope you'll find comfort in realizing that you don't have to be Bill Downs. None of us can be Bill Downs or Steve Kushner or Dr. Bocci or Dr. Blum or anybody else. I mean, you be you, and we're working this as a team. So we've got resources, teaching, training, marketing tools that do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And hopefully that's an encouragement for you. I'm going to open up the chat here. I'm going to use the chat a little bit today as we move forward. Just to kind of help keep us on track with the content that I want to share. So the idea is for those that want to engage, and obviously including you and your partner team, in building and expanding this mission. Every one of us, every one of you has specific goals. You have a vision, hopefully. You have a vision for what you want to achieve with your VNI business. The reasons why you're building a customer base, the reasons why you're assembling a partner team. But what's interesting is we also have a shared vision of blessing the world with these amazing products, blessing the world, a world that candidly is hurting. And they need these products. We're talking unprecedented scientific validation. Again, nutrition that gets in, clinically studied at a depth and a level that is found nowhere. And folks, here's the key: we're just getting started. We're talking unprecedented scientific validation, real intellectual property, backed by real peer-reviewed, published clinical studies on our finished products. We don't even talk about, we have multiple ingredients in our products that have patents and patent pending and all kinds of research backing them. We don't even talk about that. That's why many of the companies that in the industry, nutritional science and relationship marketing, they might have one ingredient that's clinically studied, and you would think it was the most scientifically validated product in the history of wellness, in the history of humankind. We don't even talk about all the premium ingredients that our team has selected, that Bill Downs and our scientific team has selected for these ingredients for our products. We don't even talk about that. All of our clinical studies that we talk about are on the finished product, and that's a game changer. That's different. So we are a different kind of company. So as you know, we're looking for missionaries, not mercenaries. And so as you expand your partner team, as you expand your team, spreading this mission, it's important to recognize who we're looking for. And we're looking for people that are looking for better health physically, better health financially. And give me just 1 second. This is awkward, but you know what? Hold 1 second real quick. Okay. I had a neighbor. Let's see. All right. I had a neighbor that was pounding on my back door by my office and did not realize we were working. So I had a judgment call to make. All right. So I said, go away. I'll see you in an hour. So anyway, here's what's important. We're gonna get down to work now. I hope you've got a pen and paper or a digital device ready. We're gonna share some information, and I'm also gonna share some information that we don't normally cover on the Quick Start training call that I think you're gonna find very valuable. So whether you're brand new or whether you're one of our top leaders, and we've got every type of men and our wonderful men and women partners in between, part of the V&I family, I believe you're going to get something really valuable out of today's event. Okay, so for those of you that are maybe newer, I want to send something in the chat bar, and we cover this every. I'm going to chat, type, and talk at the same time. We mention this every single Thursday night on our product and business overview presentation. How do you build a business with V&I? How do you engage, actually moving forward into action with this mission of helping people become beacons of health, hope, and abundance? Well, step number one, and hopefully you remember this from our PowerPoint presentation that's available in your back office and available as part of your website. When you want to sit down and share, you can share it digitally on a digital device. Many of our leaders have printed it out and they just use it as kind of a site seller just to answer questions. They don't necessarily go through the whole presentation. They just have it available to answer specific product questions, et cetera. It's a great tool, great tool. So remember that the PowerPoint that we show every single Thursday night is part of your website resource. And it's there in their back office, under your learning resources. So it's all there for you, but we talk about it every Thursday night. Use the products every day, share our products, and teach others to do the same. Now, I want to encourage you, and especially as our leadership team as well, remind yourself, consider that as a mental hook, consider these three statements as home base if you're brand new, as you begin to go through the learning curve of V&I, as you begin to go through the learning curve of your business, think of these three statements as home base. because I don't want you to get off track. As it's human nature for all of us, as you start learning more information, and it's very natural for us to be proud of that knowledge that we've learned, and we start sharing. And all of a sudden, if we're not careful, we're going to overload, people that we're sharing the products with or sharing the business with. We don't want to fire hose them with information. Okay. And we're going to talk about that. We always say that kind of the mindset, the culture of V&I, make a friend, find a need, transfer the feeling. That's because, so make a friend. We always want to focus on relationships first, not what's in it for us, but what's in it for them. Make a friend, find a need, transfer the feeling. Now, the reason that will help keep us on track there, it's all in the chat bar. For those of you that are dialed in over phone, I'm just sending some of these notes out on the chat, so I apologize for the delays here. Okay, that mindset will help you focus on sharing from a perspective of what's in it for the person you're talking to. We're about, at V&I, we're about contribution. Again, when you're looking at expanding your partner team, with all due respect, and I've been around relationship marketing and nutritional science on and off, but for 30 years this year, specifically 30 years this fall. And we really, with all due respect, everyone would be blessed by our products. But in terms of our partner team, we really don't want the gunslingers in the industry. We don't want the hired guns, the big shots, the gurus. We want just good, solid, real people that are focused on servant leadership and helping others. And we're never, as a brand, we're never going to thump our chest and say we're the biggest and the baddest. And, that's not who we are. We're focused on contribution. All of our corporate goals are focused on active customers and impacting families' lives with these products. We've got forecasting for revenue, because that's just part of business, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people using the product, active subscriptions, customers and partners using the product, blessing people's families. And so if you'll, even if you're brand new, and I'm going off on a little bit of a rabbit trail on purpose, just recognize you don't have to sell everybody on our products or the business model. I'm going to talk about this in a minute. It's a sorting process. So home base are those first three lines in your notes there in the chat bar. Use the products every day, share the products, and teach others to do the same. If you find yourself things starting to get complex as you're learning more, go back to those basics, the home base. Use, share, and teach others. Use, share, and teach others. That's what we do on a daily basis. And if you'll do that, that'll keep you back on track, okay? Now, I apologize. I had a couple of conference calls this morning, and then I went for a jog, mostly walk. Walk 50 paces. I'm starting to try to build back up a little bit of fitness here, and I've got a little frog in my throat from that exercise outside, so I apologize. Hope I don't drive y'all crazy. All right, so there's two things that we talk about every single quick start training. Okay. And the reason we do that is because it's that important. It's literally that important. Okay. These are little success principles that seem inconsequential. They seem insignificant, but if you will just implement these simple, it's like Jim Rohn used to say, the things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And so the first is stay plugged in, just like you're doing on today's call, today's event. Stay plugged in, okay? In other words, don't isolate yourself. Don't be an island. Stay plugged into the events, whether they be conference calls. Our conference call, I don't know if you heard our conference call, our monthly corporate leadership call that we do the third Tuesday of every month. So it was last Tuesday. If you've not yet, the feedback I've gotten from the team has been amazing. If you haven't heard that yet, go back and listen to it. If you'll log into your back office on the left side, on the menu down the left side, it says conference calls. Very simple. Click on that and you'll see the recording. And you can also share the recording with your team. But we interviewed Mike Dannenberg, Mike and Heather, been with the company 8 weeks. And get this, folks, drum roll, they just went director yesterday. Just went director. 8 weeks starting from scratch and just went director. So you might want to say to yourself, how could somebody grow that fast? Well, we interview Mike. We do a poolside chat interview on our call from Tuesday, and he is blessing. He and Mike and Heather are blessing so many people, and they're just getting started. Their vision is significant. Their goal, their vision of contribution is significant. They're just getting started. So we talk about stay plugged in. For those that plugged in, you heard, and literally we extended the call beyond normal because the information from the heart that Mike was sharing was so profound that we kept on going. And so it's a phenomenal call. Stay plugged in. Stay plugged into the events, real events, like in-person events, like our Victory Tour events that we had in the spring and Victory Tour events that we're going to have again coming up beginning late summer through the fall. We just had, in fact, I'm wearing an Empower conference. 3 weeks ago today, talk about staying plugged in, we had our annual conference, our VNI Empower Conference 2019. I just ordered some more shirts. In fact, they just came in. This is, hot off the press. This is these were our conference shirts for those of you that weren't there. See if y'all could see this. But nutrition that gets in our Empower Conference, Charlotte, North Carolina. But folks, this is let me tell you importance of you staying plugged in. Let me share with you something that I actually wasn't going to share. All right. So this is hot off the press. I shared some numbers Tuesday night. These are updated. These are month to date. April from April 1st through last night to May 1st through last night. Okay. So these are hot off the press, month over month data that we typically don't share, but I want you to understand, I want all of you to understand the timing of where you are and where we are as the VNI family. Okay, April month to date to May month to date through last night. Month over month sales increase of 28%. 28%. Now, for those of you that are business people, that's extraordinary month over month sales growth. That's exponential. Total number of product orders month to date, April to May, 20% growth, 20% growth. Enrollment of new customers and new partners. Get this, 45% growth month over month, 45% increase in enrollment month over month. All right. Active subscriptions, increase of 14%. And that's impressive because we've had exponential growth in active subscriptions ever since we launched the subscription rewards program January 1. So that 14% growth is off of 4 straight months of massive growth already. Builder packs, okay, for partners that are launching their business and choosing the option of getting started with a builder pack. Month over month growth, 225%. 225%. And then finally, new customer, new partner, first order volume. Okay, so that's the aggregate volume of all brand new customers, brand new partners placing first time orders. 202% growth. 202% growth. So I share that with you because I want you to understand this part of this. I mean, you're a big part of it, you and your team. This is coming all out of our Empower event. And our mission is gaining traction all across the U.S. and Canada and around the world as we move forward. So those are real-time growth. I mean, that's significant growth if you've been around this space before. Okay. Now, oh, you know what? I'm going to share this too, because then we're going to talk more about this as we go. We've got a full week left in May. And as I mentioned, Mike and Heather Dannenberg went director, working really well with Ed and Gina Bender under their leadership. Ken Nasmits, our very own Ken Nasmits, went executive director yesterday. Executive director, folks, that's a big rank advancement. Okay. So and we got another week left in the month. And that's just, so just to understand, when we talk about timing, when you hear when you are a leader, but when as leaders, when we talk about timing, we will never hype anybody. That's not who we are as a brand. We're never gonna, we're all about real. We're about under promise, over deliver. But it's important that every one of us understands and embraces the blessing of timing with V&I. We've got a 5.5-year track record, solid foundation, world-class leadership, amazing world-class products, unprecedented scientific validation, an amazing compensation plan that's extraordinarily unique in the marketplace. It's not a Me Too plan. It rewards the right behaviors. It rewards the right focus for all of us. And we're growing. So we're a 5.5-year-old ground floor opportunity that's it's so exciting. So anyway, all right, stay plugged in. That's number one. Don't be a lone ranger. Stay plugged into your upline success coaches. Stay plugged into their calls and their teachings and their trainings. Don't ever be an island. Don't isolate. Use 3-way calls, folks. I can't emphasize that enough. The people that are growing the fastest, the partners that are growing the fastest within the V&I family are working as a team. We shared this, and we did. In fact, Lisa Turner shared this, and I put a spotlight on it she shared it from stage at the Empower Conference 3 weeks ago. Actually, 3 weeks ago today, she was on stage, and along with many of our other leaders. But she said the takeaway from what I'm going to is find a buddy to run with, find a friend. One of the tips for your success, and candidly, it just makes it fun, is find somebody to lock arms with locally. And definitely, if your vision, as you expand across the city, across the state, across the country, across the world, you find friends to run with, in multiple markets. But one of the keys at the very beginning is find one person, one friend that sees what we see, that wants to make a contribution, that has a desire for some positive change in their life, and a willingness to serve and help and make contributions to others, and lock arms with that one friend. And I tell you what, it makes things so much fun, so much fun. So stay plugged in. Number 2, do something positive every day to grow your V&I business, whether that's sharing the product with a new customer, a new prospective customer, a new prospective partner, whether that's a follow-up, whether that's a reach out and touch, text to an old friend, hey, let's catch up in the next day or two, what's your schedule look like? Do at least one thing every day. And you'll be amazed at the compounding of that simple activity. Remember Jim Rohn, the things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And so one of the things that's so interesting about your success journey with V&I is we always want to stay humble. We always want to stay grounded. We always want to learn from each other. We always want to remind ourselves of the basic fundamentals. And I often quote John Wooden, the former great Hall of Fame coach from UCLA, basketball coach. He used to say, it's what we learn after we know it all that counts. Now, for some of you, I've shared this with. After all these years, I've been sharing that quote, and John Wooden's got some amazing books on leadership. But I just learned that he picked up that from Earl Nightingale, from Lead the Field, from the 60s. Earl Nightingale. So what does that mean? That means John Wooden was learning and focusing on personal and professional growth by plugging into some of Earl Nightingale's teaching and training. And to me, that was really exciting to say, okay, here is a legendary coach who's the best at what he does, but he's obviously taking time out of his schedule. Now, he was a believer and a man of faith, and if you've read any of his books, he was in the Word every day. And in addition to that, he was learning from Earl Nightingale, at the very least. And obviously, it's indicative of a mindset of never thinking you know it all. And that's the kind of culture that we want to create. And I promise you, those of you that have worked closely with me, if you don't know it, you will know it. That's my mindset. I mean, we all, none of us is as sharp as all of us. and we learn from each other. We share ideas, take what you like, discard the rest, and keep moving. So those 2 tips: stay plugged in, do something positive every day to grow your business. That consistency creates momentum, and that momentum is sustained through consistency. So keep that in mind. Okay, remember, give yourself a break. It's about progress, not perfection. Okay, especially if you're brand new, don't try to be perfect. Leadership is about action and adjustment, action and adjustment, action and adjustment. Okay, real quick, I'm going to touch on 5 ingredients to success. Now, in previous recordings that you've got in your access and the archive trainings in your back office, we've gone really deep into these 5 areas. I'm just going to touch on them real briefly. But these are ingredients that we've learned from experience. Successful partners, men and women that are growing their customer base, men and women that are growing their partner team, that are rank advancing. You know, if you're brand new, folks, the first step for you is to go associate manager. That's the fundamental building block. It's the most important rank advancement in the entire V&I plan, is that first baby step, going to associate manager. Because what you do one time, you can do 2 times. You know, we always say, do the basics, do them often, do them well. You know, rinse and repeat. So the building block is, as you share these products, as you share our mission, the goal is, brand new for a partner, is go associate manager, then go manager, then executive manager, and then director. Okay, those first 4 pin levels are the key to the vault. Okay, how did Ken Nasmith go executive director with a week left of the month? Well, part of it, there's a lot of reasons. His consistency on a part-time basis over the last 9 months has been extraordinary. His volume's way past executive director. But how did he do that? He sponsored Mike Dannenberg and Heather. Okay, so you can have everything in life you want if you help enough other people get what they want. Ed and Gina have been working closely with Ken Nasmith. Ed and Gina have been working closely with Mike and Heather. Ed and Gina have been coaching Mike Boston, who's experiencing explosive growth. He's got the volume, and he's working on going director as well. And there are a lot of you that are growing. And these are just examples that I'm intimate with, because they've been putting me to work with meetings and 3-way calls and a lot of those things. So I hope you will too. So anyway, here's what's interesting. The first 4 building blocks: associate manager, manager, executive manager, and director. The goal is for you to lead by example. The leader sets the pace. You go associate manager, just 1 step at a time, laser focus on that. Don't think about 2 or 3 or 4 steps down. Then we move towards manager, then executive manager, then director. And then you're going to turn around and hold the ladder for your people and help them do exactly what you've done. The way to go ambassador like Ed and Gina Bender, the way to go crown ambassador and beyond as we move forward, is by focusing on the leading edge of your partner team and helping those brand new partners go associate manager, and then helping all of your associate managers go manager, then helping all of your managers go executive manager, and then helping them go director. The first 4 pin levels, folks, are the key to the vault. They're the key. And as you build, as we expand, and keep in mind, the PIN system, our recognition system, is simply a way of recognizing, encouraging, goal setting for contribution. Okay, in other words, you don't go associate manager without helping people, without blessing people with these amazing products. Excuse me. You don't go manager without blessing more people. You don't go executive manager without blessing even more people. You got more people consuming the products. Folks, the vast majority, right now, 90% of our aggregate sales volume is from end user customers. And you can rank advance, strange in the industry, you can actually rank advance with a customer base with V&I. And we that's the way it's designed. The more customers you have, that's the reason. That's the fundamental reason Mike and Heather Dannenberg went director, was through preferred customers. And so, folks, we've got a plan that is extraordinarily unique, and it's all based on contribution. So I hope you get the idea. Focus on the first 4 pin levels, lead by example yourself, help your team then do exactly what you've done, and stay focused on that. And that creates volume, and all the higher pin levels will take care of themselves. Okay. Now let's bring it back down to the simple. We've talked about stay plugged in. We've talked about do something positive every day. There's 5 ingredients to success. These are things that each one of us needs to bring to the table in order to be positioned for the kind of abundance that we're capable of. Okay. Does that make sense? In other words, we have to, think about it as a recipe. In order to make an amazing, entree, dessert, whatever you're cooking, and I'm not a cook. I'm a beneficiary of good cooking. All right, so that whatever it is, you can have a recipe, but you got to get the right ingredients. If you don't have the ingredients, if you're missing one ingredient, it's not going to turn out well. And so the ingredients to success with your V&I business are as follows. Number 1, you got to have a desire. I'm going to send that in the chat bar. You got to have a desire for some positive change. A desire to get from point A, where you are right now, to point B. And that's different for everybody. That's different for everybody. Yours might be, look, I want to get out of credit card debt. I want to supplement retirement, children's education, a new car. I want to travel and see the world. I want to build my V&I business over the next 2-3 years where I can then go full time because I'm not necessarily enjoying my work. Whatever the motivation is, there are a lot. Maybe it's coming from a health mission. These products blessed you, and you're totally focused on paying it forward. Whatever it is, you've got to have a desire for something more. And that's in the area of contribution to yourself and your family, contribution to others. Again, it could be financial. It could be physical wellness with the products. We talked on our Thursday night Zoom presentation about some of the economic statistics about so many people. And I hope you heard that. If you didn't, let me pull this up real quick. Think about this, folks. We are on a mission to bless people physically with our products and financially with our business model. And it's a noble mission, folks. It's a mission that people need. All right. So for Americans, millennials born between 1981 and 1996, I believe those are millennials, approaching their mid-30s, according to the Wall Street Journal, they're in the worst financial shape than any living generation in the history of our country, with fewer homes, less wealth than even going back past the Great Depression. And I often share with the leadership team, I often share, some of those things. If you just keep your eyes and ears open, here's the message. Here's the main point. So many people are hurting physically, and they're committed. They want wellness. They want physical wellness. And so many people are hurting financially. And so we're mission driven. We're focused on blessing people physically with our products and financially with our business model if the timing's right for them. Everybody needs our products, irrefutably, no question. Many people need and are looking for a financial vehicle as well. So our job is simply to share, sharing and caring with a smile on your face and love in your heart. And we're looking for people that are looking. You don't have to be a professional salesperson. Make a friend, find a need, transfer the feeling. It's about sharing. It's about leveraging the resources and your own experience and sharing the V&I products and sharing the V&I mission with people that you meet. But all that comes from a place, again, back to the ingredients to success. That comes from a place of desire. You've got to have a desire to, otherwise, look, let's make an extreme example. Somebody that doesn't have a desire for something more spends 12 hours a day on the couch or 8 hours a day on the couch, with all due respect. And so it takes desire. That's number 1. Number 2, persistence. There's a learning curve in our V&I mission, just like anything else in life. With the V&I business, it's absolutely no different. The only way to fail is to quit. So you want to get through that learning curve. That's part of what today's training is all about. Number 3, be coachable. Don't reinvent the wheel. I was asked on a conference call yesterday, in my opinion, that's what it is, because we haven't done an actual analysis and looked at the data. But the question was, what is the number one reason partners don't reach their goals with V&I? What's the number one reason that they don't reach their potential? And I said they're not coachable. It's it's not about ego. It's about wisdom. You don't have to reinvent the wheel with V&I. The wheel's been invented. All you have to do, if you're wise, is roll it. Roll the wheel that's already been invented, and don't take a chisel and hammer and go out and try to reinvent the wheel. But so many, and I'll be perfectly honest, it's usually, and I could get myself in trouble, but I'll put it this way: from my experience, it's usually men that are not coachable. And God bless you, brothers, but it's usually men. It's type A drivers that are, hey, I got a better way. I'm going to blaze a trail. I'm a rugged individualist. I'm a maverick. I'm going to do it my way. Well, I would recommend this business is paint by the numbers. That doesn't mean you don't have ideas that are going to add value. But I usually tell people that I counsel and coach, go director, go executive director, and then let's talk about your ideas. It's been my experience, most of the people that want to talk about their ideas aren't even associate manager yet, or maybe they're associate manager and that's it. So they need to do less thinking and more doing, and just follow the roadmap. So be coachable. Again, all of our personalities are different. We've got ideas, we've got contributions, we've got giftings that are unique. That's why we work as a team. That's why we feature different leaders on these events, on these Zooms, on the trainings, on the presentations. We all learn from each other. But the basic roadmap, the plan, is predictable. It's paint by the numbers. And so be coachable. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Okay, number 4, it takes commitment. Okay, desire, persistence, be coachable. And then commitment. Commitment, I love this definition of commitment. Commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. Commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. Okay, so when there's commitment, when you're committed to your vision, your mission, what your plan is for V&I, and all the complexities that might come with that, what you want out of it for your family and for your career and your future. If you stay committed to that, these are all connected: desire, persistence, coachable, and commitment. Don't allow someone to distract you. How many of you realize, and it's a rhetorical question, obviously, because I can't see you, how many of you realize there are lots of distractions in life? There's not a day that goes by where I don't have, in most cases, a well-meaning friend or contact that wants me to stop what I'm doing and look at a bright, shiny object, look at an opportunity, look at a business, mostly traditional business, investor opportunities, advisor opportunities, consulting opportunities. Maybe sometimes it's negative, people that want to say, you shouldn't be doing that. You can't do that. Why are you doing that? Don't do this, do that. This is better. There are distractions. And you have to handle that your way. But what I've learned is when I'm engaged and I believe so passionately, as I know y'all do, in our mission, you got to stay committed. Don't allow distractions. Manage. I had a conversation with one of our leaders or actually it was a message exchange a couple days ago. Manage your focus. That's what leaders have to do. Because there's always distractions. And guess what? The more success you have, the more abundance you're blessed with, the more the distractions. So commitment is what is left after the emotion of the moment has passed. Don't let people say boo and knock you off your commitment and your focus. Okay? So desire, persistence, be coachable, commitment, stay the course, keep the faith, and finally have fun. Now, as simple as that sounds, it's important. Have fun. You will learn, if you'll stay the course, and I know you will, if you'll stay the course, you'll learn to enjoy getting out of your comfort zone. As silly as that sounds, as interesting, as strange as that sounds. getting out of your comfort zone, growing. Now, not all of you, for example, you don't have to be a public speaker to be successful as a leader in this business. And I'm not talking just a wonderful contributor to our mission, but you can be a leader. You can be a top pen level and not like speaking. What you have to do is go out and attract people that are communicators, that do like to communicate, men and women that do like to share the message, that do like to communicate and have the ability and the desire and the passion to communicate the VNI message and the VNI story from a platform, whether it be digital or in person. So someone could be an introvert and say, I want to go crown ambassador, but I am not going to public speak. Can they do it? Yes. They can do it by surrounding themselves with and attracting a team as a leader, put a board of directors, put a team together that is strong where you or loves and is passionate in areas that are not your giftings or your interest. That's the beautiful thing about team building. And I don't know if you've ever thought about it that way, but that's the way we want to begin thinking about your VNI business. Think about it like you treat it like a business that responds like a business. It's a mission, but at the same time, there's leadership fundamentals that absolutely will equip you to spread your wings and fly like you've never imagined. And so the idea of attracting mission-focused men and women that have giftings in areas that maybe are not your giftings, that's one way to grow fast. Okay, so those are the ingredients to success: desire, persistence, be coachable, commitment, stay the course, and have fun. Okay, now the recipe to success. Okay, folks, so this is, and then we're going to spend the last bit of our time in one key area. The recipe for success is this: success, I'm sending this in the chat bar, is doing, keyword is doing, the action, the correct things correctly long enough. That's the recipe for success. We talked about the ingredients for success. The recipe for success is doing the correct things. And again, the key word is doing. Make no mistake, folks, this is a business of action. And when you're brand new, think less and do more. If I could give you a tip just from my own experience, I'm a left brain guy. Was an economics major, a math minor. I'm not saying I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm saying I'm a thinker. And when you're not careful, thinking, and which is important. I do believe there are lots of times where measure twice, cut once. I'm not saying, y'all know me. I mean, strategy is important. But when you're brand new as a partner, just be, again, back to being coachable. Follow the lead of the people that have blazed the trail before you. Okay, the roads are paved at VNI. You don't have to take a machete and go out in the wilderness and carve a path. All you have to do is get on the path that's already paved and do more. So success is doing the correct things correctly long enough. Now, what are those correct things? We're going to spend the last few minutes here. The correct things. Now, and by the way, the doing the correct things correctly, the more you do the correct things, the better you're going to get. So just by continuing to do the correct things, you're going to begin doing them correctly. All right. Action and adjustment. The long enough, that ties into the persistence. You can do, and think about this, the recipe for success. If you take one of these, if you change the formula, pay attention to how it doesn't make sense, because this will help keep you on track. Okay, success is doing the incorrect things correctly long enough. Okay, if you do the wrong things perfectly for the next 10 years, you're not going to get the results, right? That's how the recipe works. It's interesting. Okay, what about if I do the correct things correctly for a couple of months? Well, depending on the size of your goal, that's not long enough. So you got to have all three pieces of that recipe. Success is doing the correct things correctly long enough. Now, what are those correct things? At the end of the day, folks, as a team, it gets down to this. It's as simple as this. Now, we talked about use the products every day, share the products every day, and teach others to do the same. The action item that we need to focus on and that you need to focus on is sharing VNI with new people on a consistent basis. Okay, that's where the rubber meets the road. How did Mike and Heather Dannenberg go director from scratch in just literally 9 weeks? Okay, how did that happen? How did they have $1,000 weekly check their 8th week? Just under 1,000, 953 and change. How did that happen? Well, Mike and Heather are not, he knows the basics of the comp plan, but he's focusing on the activity that makes the compensation plan come alive. And the activity is sharing and expose. Remember, it's a sorting process, not a convincing process. Let me tell you a mistake that so many of us make, and I say us because I'm 30 years on and off now, 30 years in the relationship marketing space with some traditional entrepreneurial business and traditional business in between. But one of the things that I caught myself doing is I was trying to convince. So I was spending weeks and weeks and weeks. Y'all hear me on this. We're on the home stretch here, so give me 10 minutes and we're done. I was focusing. I would get 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that were actively looking at my products and business, and I would keep circling back, and which ties into traditional business, sales. So my heart was in the right place, my head was in the right place, but I was wasting time with the wrong people. And the light bulb went off when I embraced this concept of it is a sorting, S-O-R-T, it's a sorting process. Let's send that in the chat bar. Not a convincing process. If you'll embrace that, it will save you so much. We're looking, now again, keep in mind, sometimes the timing's not right with people. So when you invite, so it's invite, share, follow up. When you invite people to take a look at our products, okay? When you invite people to learn about VNI, invite, share, and follow up is tactically is how we share. Okay, when you invite people to learn, remember it's more about education than presentation. It's more about information than presentation. We're sharing information. We're inviting people to learn about how they can feed their body at a cellular level, how they can, again, nutrition that gets in. Okay, so if you'll focus on sorting, we're looking for people that are looking and not convincing. Here's the takeaway: say less to more people. Because the mistake I was making, once again, is I would get 3 or 4 or 5 people in the loop, and then I would shut my entire enterprise down for weeks and just focus on those individuals. So here's the question, rhetorical question, not to be used, hear me on this, please, not to be used as a rubber club to hit us over the head. But here's a question, it's an accountability question. If you look at the month of May, how many new people have you shared the VNI products and or the VNI mission with, the model? This month, in the last 25 days. Now, I encourage only for you, and if you want to share with your upline success coaches, take your notes, draw a box, and ask yourself that question. How many brand new people? I'm not talking about circling back with people from the past, even though that could be productive. But how many new individuals have you shared VNI with this month? Okay. Now here's the question. How many new, we talk about breaking the zero. One of the keys to leadership is to build a team, a partner team, where everyone's at least adding 1 customer or 1 partner with a new product order and a subscription every month. That's the game plan. Break the zero. Now, think about this. If you haven't, here's the good news. If you haven't broken the zero personally this month, make sure you're always leading by example. You've got another 6 days. You can easily break the zero. I love what, I talked briefly with Ken Nasmich yesterday. And Ken, y'all have to, for those that were at the Empower Conference, he delivered the keynote training at the end of Saturday. And folks, he's got his product with him everywhere. he's got his, as he shared with us, he's got the Protovite moments everywhere. And so you don't have to put on your V&I hat between 7 and 8:30 on a Thursday night. You know, just live it. Just as you're circulating with people, as you're talking to people, they're going to tell you about aches and pains and this or that, or they're fitness gurus, or they don't like their job, or they're looking for part-time work, or the new gig economy, or whatever. Just as you're circulating with people, there's always opportunities to share. And it's really this simple, folks. The people, and listen, here's the key. You can do this. You can do it. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get. And the better you're going to get, the more confidence you're going to have. The more confidence you're going to have, the more you're going to want to do it. Okay? Use, share, teach others to do the same. Everything, if you go back through your notes, everything we've covered, if you listen to the replay of this, it's all connected. It's all connected. And the most important thing is you can do it. You can do it. Get yourself passionate about sharing these products with a world that needs it. Get yourself passionate about sharing the business model with a world that needs it. Okay, 75% of adults in North America are supplementing right now. And you know, we're not going to slam other products. We're just saying, look, how's it working for you? Our products deliver scientifically validated results. Will it work for you? You know what? Give it 90 days. I think it will, but let's see for yourself. Let's see if you feel the difference. Giving your body, instead of giving your body lawnmower fuel, give your body high performance fuel, nutrition that gets in, unparalleled, unprecedented intellectual property and scientific validation with our products. Oh, by the way, they taste great. I got feedback from a new partner the other day that just was like, I love the Protovite. He loves the Moments, and I love the N-Sorb. He said these really, to have such an unbelievable impact on health and wellness and to taste good. He said, y'all have really created some amazing products. His specific words were, both of these products, and these are the two that he's taking every day, should be $1 billion plus products. The world needs them. And I agree. So back to the point. How many new people are you sharing the products with? Now, again, don't look backwards and beat yourself up, but recognize if you're not growing, you heard the growth numbers that I shared earlier. Okay, 28% month-over-month growth in sales, 45% month-over-month growth in new customer and partner enrollment, over 200% growth in builder packs, over 200% growth in volume from new customers and new partners, first-time orders. That's company-wide. Here's the key. I want you personally to have, if it's your vision, if it's your goal, I want you to have that kind of growth. And you can, as long as you will use the products every day, share the products, and teach others to do the same. That's the key. Now, here's what I want to close with. The videos, the people that are growing the fastest, the partners that are growing the fastest, are using our new videos. Folks, we invested close to $100,000 as a total in what we unveiled, right at 100 for everything that we unveiled at the Empower Conference. That includes the Pay Quicker platform to get you your own V&I branded debit card with all the payment flexibility that goes with that. But most of that were the 6 new videos designed to share the V&I story. They're embedded on your marketing website. They're very easy to forward. And so think about this. I'm going to ask the question differently. How many people have you shared any of the 6 new videos with since they were launched 3 weeks ago in a day? How many new people have you shared that have you invited to watch the video? Invite, share, follow up. And what's holding you back? Folks, these are world-class videos that we spent the corporate team, Suzanne Brady, our marketing team, Bill, Kim, myself, Steve Kushner, we worked with the company, the owner's a friend of mine, and this group is world-class. I mean, the Protozome technology animation is all custom. And this is world-class. And it's a tool that's at your fingertips that's embedded in your marketing website. And you can have 3, 4, 5, 6 people, 7 people a day watching these videos, learning about the product. And then all you got to do is follow up. What'd you think? What'd you like about what you saw and heard? The next step is I want to get you on the phone with one of my success coaches to answer questions if you're brand new. But that's that, folks. If you'll invite, share, if you'll stay at what I call point of share, and make sure that you're focused on sharing the VNI message, use those videos. We've got the Zoom presentations we do live every Thursday. Many of our leaders are doing live presentations. They're doing their own Zooms. They're doing conference calls. They're doing in-person meetings. You got a wonderful platform. But the simplest thing to do, in addition to all those other resources, we've got the recordings of all the Zooms. I love using, Bill and I did the full product and business overview presentation this past Thursday night. We've actually done it 2 weeks in a row. You've got that recording that's available in your back office. You can simply, that's a wonderful follow-up resource. When you've, in the sorting process, when you've shared maybe one of the shorter videos and you find out that someone's open for more information, forward them one of the recordings and put Bill and I to work for you. I love that. People actually, boy, I wish I had Bill Downs to talk about the product with everybody that I want to share it with. Well, guess what? You do. You've got the Zoom presentation. You can send it out. You can have that working for you 24/7 while you're doing other stuff. So I think the key is you got to just recognize the tools and the resources that are at your fingertips. Think about this. For those of you that are leaders that have been around, make 4 lists, and I've shared this with a few of you. Make a list of everybody that was an active partner in the past that might not be now, everybody that is an active partner now, at least consuming the product, everybody that was a customer, everybody that is a customer, and everybody that you want to talk to on your contact list. And share the videos with all 5. Okay, now a customer that maybe is on Protovite, maybe you want to share them the N-Sorb short, the 1.5 minute N-Sorb. Get creative on how you're going to use the tools. Have fun with it. That's the key. If you've got someone that was a partner that's not engaged, maybe they're still taking the product, forward them the full 10-minute VNI story. If you've got a healthcare practitioner, forward them the science, the 5-minute video that covers the product, the mission, the science, the product vision, mission, science. You've got different tools. They're in your tool belt. Don't keep them there. Pull them out of your tool belt and use them. And have fun with them. I hope you should have so much confidence in who we are and the tools that we've provided and the tools that we're going to continue to provide. Have fun with it. So here's what I want to close with. Have fun. I want you to set a goal. How many new individuals between now and the close of May in 6 days, how many new people, please set a goal and ask your partners to do this, your team. How many new people are you going to have watch at least one of our new videos over the next 6 days? Set a goal. Maybe it's 3 or 4. Maybe it's 10. Why not 4 or 5 a day? See what happens. Now, here's the key. You got to follow up. Invite, share, follow up. So invite people to look at the video, share the video, and follow up. And when you follow up, be prepared for a 3-way call. The next step is, I want you to remember that. The next step is, and then lead them to the next step. It's a sorting process. So always have the next. The next step is, I want you to look at my website. I'm going to forward you the link to my website. The next step is, I want to introduce you to one of my partners who's had some amazing product results. The next step is, I want to introduce you to one of my partners that I work closely with who's built an amazing business and can answer some of those questions. Does that make sense? So how many videos are you going to share with new people of the 6? And you can choose based on the situation, based on the dynamic, based on the need, based on your intuition, which video you're going to share. And have fun with it. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm excited, folks. I'm excited. I'm grateful to every one of you for what the impact that we're making. And here's the key as we close. We're just getting started. Our future is bright. I'm honored to be on this mission with each of you. Have a blessed weekend, and we'll talk soon. God bless. Bye-bye.